Come on in, everyone. Come on in. And yes, I'm finally here doing the Married at First Sight Season 17, Episode 12 review. As y'all know, some of you already know, I've been sick as a dog for the past 5 days. I've had the flu really bad. And I just haven't been able to keep up with these videos. But I'm on the road to recovery. Thank you for everyone who's been sending me good well wishes and prayers. Thank you so much. I really need them. I had really wanted to do this review yesterday, but I'm telling you, after I spoke on my last video, I just didn't have the strength. I had to crawl and get in the bed. Even just talking, y'all. If y'all haven't had this flu this winter, man, even just talking wears you out. I have very, very little energy, but I have enough now to do this video. So gather around. Let's talk about it. Because what I missed, didn't nobody else divorce, did they? I was like, I'm going to watch this Married at First Sight and somebody else going to get a divorce. But luckily, we didn't get no more divorces. We did get to meet the new lady, Chloe, is going to be marrying Michael. We'll talk about that a little bit. But we just going to start talking about the way they kind of brought it to us. And first up was this, Claire and Cameron. And, Cameron letting us in on the fact that he got some heart condition. And he says it might be because of the stress over Claire's separation. Cameron, why are you even throwing that in the mix? That's kind of mean. It really is kind of mean to just throw that up there like that. He tried to back off of it, said maybe it is. And I don't know. I just think even bringing it up is kind of the wrong thing to do. Be honest with you, didn't we just see Cameron last week on a bike trekking through the mountains of Colorado? And then this week he got a heart condition all in 1 week. I guess it could happen like that. I ain't no cardiologist. I don't know how it happens, but I don't know. I told you I'm skeptical of Cameron, y'all. I think Cameron tells a lot of mistruths. I've told y'all that. My antenna's up about Cameron. I don't believe everything he says. I think Cameron has a way of manipulating situations. Who knows? Maybe Cameron's out here trying to get a doctor's note to get out of this filming so he can still get his check. Because y'all know all these men ain't like these wives from the very beginning. And they all keep coming up with different ways to get kicked off the show. So they don't have to do this anymore and they can break up. And who knows? Maybe he been done had this heart condition, but now is a convenient time to go and get a doctor's note and say, see, I can't film. He on there talking about, look at my heart rate right now, and I got to get off. He was doing a little self video. He's like, look at my heart rate right now, and I got to stop talking right now. I don't know. Maybe he just got a doctor's note because he's tired of filming and he want to be done with this, but he don't want to get deducted on his paycheck. That's what I'm going to say. Claire over here feeling guilty. She feeling guilty. Y'all, you know what I think about Claire is, it's unfortunate because I actually think Claire changed up on us midstream of this whole season. I believe in the very beginning, and y'all let me know what you think about this because it's what I believe, but I know I could be wrong. I believe that in the very beginning, Claire really did not like Cameron. I really do. I think one of the reasons why she didn't like him is because I think that's who she is. I think she puts up walls in the beginning. And I think it's very hard to get to know Claire. And I think in the beginning, Claire is mean. She's judgmental. She's picky. But I think after a while, Claire started loosening up to Cameron. I do. But I think by the time that she started loosening up to Cameron, it was too late. Cameron was already turned off by Claire. And in fact, maybe there's some truth to some of the stuff that Cameron wasn't fully attracted to Claire. That could be some truth. Like I said, there's so many lies going on, especially with Claire and Cameron. When you look at the two of them compared to other couples, they have the most differing opinions of how the story is. They really do. They sometimes have completely different stories from each other. So that means we're dealing with one really big liar, or we're dealing with two people who tell partial lies. Which ones do you think it is? Do you think we're dealing with one big liar, which is either Cameron or Claire? And who do you think the biggest liar is? Or do you think we're dealing with two people who both manipulate the truth and tell partial truths and partial lies? And that's why you always get them on the opposite ends. I think me personally, I think both Claire and Cameron both are liars. And I think both of them tell stories to fit wherever they are in their thinking or where they are. I do. I think they both play psychological games on each other. Claire wants, first of all, as a therapist. And then second of all, I think Cameron is a big thinker. And I think they both have the ability to lie and play games. Because this part with Claire talking about, well, maybe my family can be a resource to him and my community can help him. That's nice. That's nice. But I'm even dumbfounded that she even got to that point where she keeps talking about wanting to be friends and, who knows, maybe where the relationship will go. People could say she's faking it, but a part of me doesn't think that she's faking it now. Part of me believes that Claire actually thawed out a little bit, that she started to really think what was so horrible about Cameron? Why was I treating him so horribly in the beginning? Why did I talk so horribly about him? Because actually, I think that's what Claire's family is. I think Claire's family is just negative, period. And I think that's how she shows up, is negative. But after she had a few weeks, I think she thawed out. But by that time, I think Cameron was checked out. And so now I think that he is more the person who does want out the relationship than Claire wanted. I do believe that. Is Claire all in love with Cameron and all this? No, I don't think so. But I think Claire, even when they did that 1, 2, 3, do you want to get divorced or do you want to get separated? I think Claire was truthful. What she said was she wanted to get separated. And then she wanted to have this sort of on the fence kind of thing with Cameron. In the end, it probably would have ended up where we are now. But I do believe that of the two, it is Cameron who has decided more definitively that we need to end this. And I'm not mad at him because I wouldn't be playing no games with Claire either. I think Claire plays games. I think she doesn't know who she is. I don't think she knows what she wants. I don't think that she knows how to date. I don't think that she knows how to be in a relationship. I think she's got a lot of things that she needs to go and maybe get a little bit of help with. So I'm not, I don't think that they would have made it anyway, whether, it's Cameron's decision or not. But I think they both flirt with the truth. And this whole heart thing going on with Cameron, I don't know. I hope I don't sound insensitive, but I don't know. It just sounds very, very suspect. And lucky he found somebody to take him to the hospital because, like I said, I know that Cameron is a loner. Somebody said I was saying that like it was mean, or I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm just recognizing the fact that I think he is a loner. So here he is about to have a heart procedure. You think his family gonna come in for that? You think his mom or his brother or his auntie or somebody's gonna come in and be with him while he has heart surgery? Or is he just gonna have to rely upon like a friend in town? Like I said, he's a loner. I don't think he does a lot of work in nurturing friendships, relationships. I don't think that he does. And that's why he was so quick to leave the one with Claire. Because Claire was tough to deal with. I get it. But a person who has a little bit more experience in maybe forming relationships or bonds with people, they may not have left as soon as Cameron did. They might could have taken a little bit more and maybe seen it out a little bit further. But I don't think that Cameron is very adept in building relationships with people. And so Claire's little antics that she did very early on, she was really messing with the wrong person. She was messing with a person who already can say deuces to people. Because that's what it means when you're a loner sometimes. You don't need that attachment all the time to others. It's easy for you to detach. Claire, on the other hand, comes from quadruplets, now triplets. It's probably a lot harder for her to detach. So I can see her struggling a little bit more with this separation because detachment from her probably is a lot more work than it is for Cameron. I wish him well. I wish him well, good health on his recovery with his heart surgery. Then let's talk about scary Brennan. Brennan's scary, y'all. Did you see those looks he was giving Emily in the hot tub? He's horrendous. He scares me. I wouldn't be in no area with Brennan where my life could be taken and then Brennan blame it on an accident. I wouldn't be on no mountain horseback riding and then fall off a horse with Brennan because Brennan might set it up. I wouldn't be in no hot tub where I might drown And Brennan would say it was an accidental drowning. I wouldn't be nowhere with Brennan. Brennan is scary. Why is Brennan so mad at Emily? There's one thing to not want to be with her, not want to be married to her. There's one thing to even be turned off, which I know the original turn off was because of the way Emily was talking about her, one night stands and all this other kind of stuff. But the level of disrespect and meanness of Brennan tells you that this isn't even all about Emily. It seems as if, every time Brennan looks at Emily, he must see a picture of a woman, in a strip club on a pole or something. He's very, very, very mean. And now we start to find out that Brennan don't get along with his sister. We find out that we already knew that Brennan's relationship with his parents was odd. I saw that at the wedding. I mentioned that. I said that I don't think that he had a good relationship with his father. I could tell that. I said before that I think his father was an alcoholic. He admitted that. I said that I think Emily's drinking triggers him. I said that. And I'm going to go back to it. I believe that Brennan's father is an alcoholic. I believe that Brennan resents his father growing up from his alcoholism and what he did to Brennan. I believe that Brennan probably was abused. I'm not talking about physically. He probably was verbally abused by his father because his father was an alcoholic. I believe all of that. I believe that Emily's drinking triggers Brennan. I believe that the anger that he has for Emily is actually anger he has for his father. Because the anger he has for Emily is too deeply rooted for someone you've only known for a couple of weeks. It's too intense. He hates this girl. He hates this woman. This is not a man who's just not attracted to her. He hates her. And then he goes on this thing talking about, you know what? I only want to show the good parts. I don't want to show the bad parts. Because I think that's what he does in his family. I think there's a lot of bad parts to Brennan's family. And I think he's been taught to only show the good parts. I think there was a lot of trauma behind closed doors with Brennan's family. And they were taught, keep our dirty dishes away from other people. Don't let other people see our dirty closet. And I believe that family put on a brave front in front of other people, but life behind closed doors was hell. And Brennan has learned that method. He's resentful of the method because it was taught to him because of his father. And now what he's here forced to do is he's forced to also live another life like this because he's got an alcoholic wife. I believe that Brennan is triggered by Emily. And Brennan was on the after party. Brennan has told another drunken story of Emily that they had some friends over, and once again, Emily got drunk again, and she blacked out, or she doesn't remember everything. She somehow was hanging onto a shower curtain. She pulled the shower curtain down. She flopped on the bed. She passed out. He tells a whole drunken story of Emily. I think Emily does have an alcohol problem because she gets drunk too much. I'm not talking about a person who just drinks and has lots of wine. I think Emily gets drunk. And I know she's under a lot of stress. Somebody's, maybe she's drinking because she's all stressed out. Maybe she is. I don't know. But my gut tells me no. It didn't just start now. See, drunk people find any reason to drink. Even when things are happy, they drink. It's a birthday, let's drink. I got a promotion, let's get drunk. If I'm sad, let's get drunk. Drunks drink for any old reason. The sky is blue, let's get drunk. I think Emily has a drinking problem, and I think it triggers Brennan. And all this anger he has for her is, you could see, it's so deeply rooted. I think it's for his daddy. And I think that mother suffered in silence. That's why he's sitting here suffering in silence too. He's mean. He absolutely is mean through years of trauma. That's probably how he fell out with his sister. Maybe he and his sister have different points of views. Maybe his sister is more outspoken and didn't want to say anything, and Brennan's the one that wants to keep his mouth shut about the family and keep the family name intact. Maybe the sister is like, I ain't keeping these secrets no more. I'm going to tell the truth. Maybe that's how they fell out. I don't know. Oftentimes that's how family falls out, because family can't decide on how to handle one other family member that's the troublemaker in the family. Should I know a little bit about that? I got a troublemaker sister in my family, and the family was always going back and forth on how to handle my one sister. We were fighting over how to handle her. She's a troublemaker, and our family would fight over how to handle her. So I could see how there could be a situation where Brennan is falling out over his sister because there's family trauma. He's always telling Emily, don't talk badly, don't talk badly. Only show the good stuff. Why? You on a reality TV network. Maybe he was thinking there would never be anything bad to show. Maybe that's why he wasn't afraid to come on the show. Brennan needs some therapy. He needs more therapy than what Dr. P is talking about. Let's just start touching each other. Nah, maybe Brennan needs a doll that says, tell me where he touched you. I don't know. Maybe he needs a different doll. A doll that's going to be the 5-year-old him who's going to get to tell the things that he doesn't want to tell. Brennan likes to keep his mouth shut on things. He likes to keep secrets. He doesn't want the world to know some stuff. When did this all start? When did this all start? He's over here saying, I only want to show the good stuff. Well, which bad stuff are you talking about? Is it your bad stuff, Brennan, or it's Emily's bad stuff? Whose secrets are you keeping? Because in one way he says, I don't want to show the bad stuff, but is he talking about his own bad stuff, y'all? Or is he talking about all the bad stuff that's going on with Emily that he doesn't want to talk about, that he doesn't want to bring up? Because one of it is probably too painful to talk about it because it's too close to home over what happened with him and his daddy. This is not here to take up for Brennan, because Brennan is in a lot of pain. He got a lot of hurt in his heart because you can see the meanness oozing out of him. He hates Emily, y'all. He's just not attracted to her. He hates her. You can see it. He says they want to reset. He says we need to start respecting boundaries, that when we need a minute or two, it's okay for us to take a minute or two for ourselves. Sound like somebody taught him that. Sound like there's been a time or two when Brennan has been overwhelmed and someone came along to him and said, you know what? It's okay to advocate for yourself. It's okay to need a breather. Maybe because when he was a child, he had to just stand there and take it. And as an adult, someone said, it's okay to tend to your feelings. And now here he is in a house with Emily, who we find out, which I believe she gets drunk a lot, and saying, it's okay to take a time for yourself. You know, I used to see Emily's face all flushed and rosy. I thought it was just because, Colorado and the cold. Who knows? Who knows? How often is Emily drinking? I want to know. I want to know how often Emily is drinking and getting drunk. Because there's been a lot of scenes and a lot of conversations. And I'm telling you, Emily being drunk has added up to more than these 10 fingers. More than these 10 fingers. He couldn't even come up with 5 nice things to say about Emily. Barely. Dr. Pepper said, can you think of 5 good things to say about Emily? He could barely come up with anything. Nothing there at all. Even a person that you're not physically attracted to, you could say there's a lot of great things about her. You could come up with 5 things. I can come up with 5 great things about a person that I'm not physically attracted to. I would just leave the physical part out, but there'd be a bunch of other things you could say. He couldn't even come up with that, which means that his resentment, his contempt, his dislike for her goes beyond physical appearance. It goes to on the inside of who she is. And I believe, like I said, that she reminds him too much of his father. You could tell also that he much more enjoyed the one-on-one session with Dr. Pepper than he did with Dr. Pia. Did y'all see the difference? Brennan did not enjoy the meeting with Dr. Pia. Dr. Pia challenged him. He didn't like that. Dr. Pia called him out on some of his BS. He didn't like that. When he left with Dr. Pepper, he said he really enjoyed the meeting with Dr. Pepper. She was very sweet and reflective. I believe Dr. Pepper reminded him more of his mother, because his mother probably is the sweet one, and she has to put up with the stuff from his daddy. And that's what Brennan wanted a sweet person like his mother. And Emily is not necessarily a sweet person. I think Emily is a nice person. I think she's got a lot of good things going for her. But she is competitive. She's outspoken. Even though Emily isn't speaking up to him, there's parts of Emily that challenges Brennan in her own way. Those looks. She might as well just start speaking up, because the looks are saying 1,000 words. He sees it. She chimes up. Even when she told him to suck it up. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like all that challenging him by a woman. Brennan's got a lot of issues. He's probably a lot like his daddy. That's what I'm saying. He needs therapy, because I do believe that all of this goes back to that father. I saw it at the wedding. I could tell at the wedding. And I think it all has to go back with that father. He's going to need therapy before he get into any other kind of relationship, because he's going to think that just because Emily was a drinker or she did one night stands, that was his whole reason for not making it in this marriage. And the truth of the matter is, I think it's deeper than that. He's going to walk away from this saying this was more because of Emily's drinking or her one night stands, this and that. And it's not going to give him any chance to really look at himself. And he's going to keep going back into another relationship, not really realizing he's got a lot of unfinished healing work from his childhood that he might need to do. You could tell this is deeply, deeply rooted. This ain't no stuff that just started, 4 weeks ago when he married Emily. Nope, don't believe it. And then we got Austin and Becca. Every week, y'all, I'm starting to realize maybe I was wrong about Austin and Becca. Maybe they gonna make it. Maybe they both gonna say yes on decision day. I might be wrong. I really thought that Austin was just playing a game, if y'all remember my earlier videos. But I'm starting to think that no. I'm really starting to think that no, especially this dinner he had with the parents. It was such a lovely dinner. You could just see these two being married. You could see their family blending. The parents loved Emily. It was such a beautiful dinner. It just started to look real. It started to feel real. I think I might have to backtrack, y'all. But I still have the question, what are they going to do about this religion thing? If it's so important to Austin, what are they going to do about it? Because not only is it important to Austin, it's important to Emily too. But Emily's so weird with this religion thing. Do you guys notice how she keeps bringing up religion all the time? She just brings it up. She even brought it up when she was talking about the fish. So they get these fish, and then she starts talking about the fish, christening the fish, baptizing the fish. Why are you going down the religion road again, Emily? She just introduces it, y'all. She goes, I don't have a problem baptizing the fish. What are you talking about? What do you mean you don't have a problem baptizing the fish? Why would you even say that? Why are you bringing up religion again? So you want to baptize the fish, but we can't baptize our babies? Some people say that's not the same thing. I get it. I get it's not the same thing, but it's just weird. It's weird that she keeps wanting to bring up things like christening and baptism every time we turn around and there's a scene about it, when it's obviously a stickler in their relationship, but she just wants to keep bringing it up. Maybe that's why she keeps bringing it up. I don't know what's going on with Becca. It's just weird. The photo shoot that they had, taking pictures of the babies and the family, was so cute, was so beautiful. I love that scene between them. I mean, they really do look like it could be a wonderful couple. But the question will be is, who will relent on the religion thing? Who's going to give up on it? Who's going to backtrack more? And something or another tells me that if they don't make it, who is it going to be? Now, the one thing, though, I still don't understand about is this whole thing with Austin. Why he doesn't want to sleep with Becca. That's why I keep saying, I don't get this. He's either lying, or he knows he's not going to stay with Becca. That's why he doesn't want to have sex with her. Or he doesn't want to have sex with her because he thinks she may say no. And he doesn't want to get attached to her. That's the other possibility. That not having sex with her isn't necessarily to protect Emily. Because that's typically what we think when men say they don't want to have sex. That he's either not attracted to her, or he's trying to protect her, or it could be this other part, that he's actually protecting himself. Because he fears that Becca will say no to him because he doesn't want to get up off of the Christianity thing. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to have sex. Maybe we're all reading this not wanting to have sex thing, not because he's not attracted to Becca, because he looks like he is attracted to Becca, y'all. In the beginning, I thought it had to do something with the health, the surgery, this and that. But all the kissing and hugging and physical affection that Austin does, I don't think you could do all that if you weren't physically attracted to her. So now, why is he holding off on the sex? Is he protecting her, or is he protecting himself? And I'm going to go with that he's protecting himself. I'm going to switch up. Not only am I going to switch up and say he's protecting himself, if they don't make it, I don't think it's going to be Austin that says no. I think it might be Becca. I think Becca might be the one that toes the line more on the religion situation. I really do. Because I've now figured out that Becca doesn't just want a person who doesn't try to convert her to Christianity. She actually wants a person who thinks like her. Who's more agnostic, and she knows that he's not. And I think she's gonna want that. That crying little episode she did last week showed me a lot about her. It showed me a lot that she comes off as like a really bubbly person, which she is. She's very kind and very loving, but I think there's a part of Becca that likes to be in a bit control. And I wonder if that's what Austin is getting from her, that in order for them to be together, he would have to go over to where she is, which is basically be agnostic. Because like she said, I don't want to be with no one who thinks I'm going to hell. Well, that means she couldn't be with no Christian, because if a Christian really, besides Mr. Calvin, she could be with Mr. Calvin instead of Pastor Cal. Because if you believe in the Bible's very clear on it. So it's not like I'm trying to talk about you, Becca. I'm not trying to put it on you. I'm just talking about what the Bible says. The Bible says. We'll have to see. Austin was on the after party. I'm going to talk about a little bit of that too at the end of this video, because I don't think I'm going to do a separate video on the after party. I'm just going to tag it on to the back of this video. But he was on the after party, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But we also want to talk about the new couple, Chloe and Michael. We learned a lot about Chloe. They gave us a whole lot of information on Chloe. She seems like a wonderful woman, but I'm telling y'all, I kind of got bored by it because I felt like we were going backwards. Was it just me? I felt like we were going backwards. Now we're back shopping for wedding dresses again. I just didn't like it. It's not that I don't like her. I think she's a wonderful person. I just don't like going backwards. Do y'all think they're going to make a good couple? I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm a bit skeptical. And I'm upset that I'm skeptical because you mean to tell me we ain't got nobody on here together. We already got two couples that have quit flat out. We got Emily and Brennan really should be quitting. And you mean to tell me that Michael and Chloe aren't giving me the vibes of a home run. I needed a home run. I don't need no hit to first base, second base, third base. I needed a home run. I need to feel so sure about this couple to get excited about this season. And you bring Chloe and Michael on here, and then I go, ugh, maybe, maybe not. I hope I'm wrong, but let me tell you what I saw. I see Michael who's eclectic. I see Michael who likes expensive things, nice things, designer wear. That's what I see with Michael. I think he's eclectic, but he's eclectic on the high end. That's what I think about Michael. I think Michael's eclectic on the high end. And I think we have Chloe, who she described herself as more of a minimalist. And she's on the Afterparty too. She told us some more about her, saying she's an outdoor woman, a forester. I think she's pretty down to earth. She said that she's rigid. Okay. And I look at Michael and I think to myself, Michael said that he wanted a woman that had a career. That's fine. But she was a really sweet woman. And what that told me about Michael is Michael understands that women work. Michael understands that women have power positions. But what Michael was actually saying in code word, if you guys didn't get it, was, I want a woman that's going to come home and be sweet. That's what he said. That's what he wants. She can be a boss at work, but when she comes home, I want her to be sweet. Because I think Michael has a strong personality. And I think that Michael's determined, I don't want a woman who brings that strong personality home. And I think Chloe can do that a little bit. I think she's trying to change, though. That's what I think about Chloe. I think Chloe has recognized it about herself. Because even in her interviews and stuff, she talks about this metamorphosis that she's going through. How she used to be all into her career driven, being Miss Perfect, this and that. Always being the best, kind of knowing it all, having all the answers, really independent, which is a lot of people, right? Her story is a lot of people's story. And now I see that she's trying to be a different type of person. So if she's trying to be a different type of person, I could see them working together because I think that's what Michael's going to want. I think Michael's going to be another one of these men where you look at him on the outside and he seems to be an easygoing person. But something tells me about Michael that he also has strict boundaries and he's a leader. And I don't think that he's going to be any type of pushover, which means a woman who is going to want to come in and call all the shots and do everything, I'm not for sure she'll work with Michael. Also, she's 39, so hopefully Michael will be okay with her being 39. Another part of me believes Michael would want a younger woman because I think Michael does want to be not only the head of his household figuratively, I think he also wanted some age over his wife. He just strikes me as that type of a person. In fact, I think she's a year older than him. And I'm not for sure Michael will like that position. I think Michael wants to be the leader, and I think he would want to be the leader in age, the leader in finances, and a leader in the decision making in the home. And I think Chloe's going to come into this marriage having something over him in age. She's going to maybe be on equal footing in terms of making money. And I think she's the type of person that knows how to lead, but is trying to learn to follow, to be in a relationship, but it's there within her. And I'm not for sure they're going to pair well together. I'm really not. Even her friends told her, you need to be open-minded and you need to not be so stubborn. And that's the two things, that stubborn word, the fact that she's already had problems with being stubborn, to me that conflicts with who Michael is. I don't think Michael wants to be with a stubborn person. I don't. I don't think he wants to tussle that much with a woman. I don't. I hope I'm wrong, y'all. I hope what I'm sensing in just these 2 meetings with them is not true. Because we need a winner. I'm going to be rooting for them because we need a winner. We absolutely need a winner. But I will start talking about this after party now. Like I said, I'm just tagging on the back of this video. And on the after party, there was Brennan, Austin, and the new young lady, Chloe. Chloe had on pink too, y'all. All the ladies are wearing pink on the after party. We don't know why. They still haven't revealed it, which I don't know why they haven't revealed it. If it was just because of something like Barbie Week, I know if you guys said Barbie Week, breast cancer awareness, I think they would have told us. This pink has something to do, something more related to the season. It's a show of solidarity. And it's in solidarity of something. And we still don't know what it is. To be honest with you, that might be the biggest mystery of the whole season. Not whether these couples are going to say yes or no. The new biggest question of the whole season is, why are the ladies wearing pink on the after party? That's bigger than it's Austin and Emily gonna say. Austin and Becca gonna say yes on decision day. The pink question is my biggest question of the whole season. But even when they showed up, Keisha Knight Pulliam said to Austin, "We haven't seen you a while. How you doing?" And he says, "Oh yeah, I just been busy with marriage and everything." He was talking like they still married. A lot of things that Austin said on the after party, he spoke as if they were still married. That's what I'm saying. I might have just been wrong about these 2. Maybe they made it after all. They tried to give Chloe some advice about, what to expect from the show. Like I said, it's like we're going backwards. Of course, Brennan says saddle up. He ain't got nothing good to say about it. He said saddle up. And then Brennan said, Austin said, get your sleep. I guess because the filming is so rigorous, make sure you get a lot of sleep. But that's when Brennan started telling the story about why he and Emily had a argument the day before. Remember when Emily first said, that Brennan was mad because of the way I was acting, and Emily didn't tell the whole story. Well, Brennan told the whole story. And first he said, well, I was upset. He goes, the fight we had was after everything happened, we had some friends over and we were drinking. He said, after dinner, we had some friends over and there were some drinks that were had. Almost as if he wasn't drinking, but other people were drinking. And he says, yeah, but Emily doesn't remember any of it now because she drank too much. Like I said. He said, then she basically ripped down the shower curtain in his shower. I guess they're using separate bathrooms. And then he says something about she tried to smother him. First I was like, is Brennan trying to accuse Emily of darn near trying to kill him? He's the one I'm worried about. He said the reason why she ripped down the shower curtain is because he was in the shower and she tried to get in the shower with him. She was drunk. So she's trying to get in the shower with him and pull down the shower curtain. This is reminding me of the last time, remember, Emily fell in the shower. I said, then I think she was drunk. Then I said she was drunk. We still haven't seen this ATV ride she's on. Something might tell me she was drunk then too. I think Emily is a big drinker, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. And this also might be behind the one night stands. Sloppy drunkenness goes very well with one night stands. If she says she likes one night stands, maybe she likes drinking. And then with the drinking comes the one night stands. And no man was ever going to be with a drunken person from a one night stand. It was just a slam bam, thank you, ma'am. And maybe this is also why he's so disgusted by Emily. It really is. giving a bad image. I understand why Brennan doesn't want to be with Emily for her past. And actually, it's not even her past, because what he's seeing is not really her past. It's also her present. Because this isn't a situation where she's saying, oh yeah, when I was in my early 20s, I used to get drunk and party and I had one night stands, but I've grown out of that. He's watching it in real time. So now he's saying, here's a woman who's told us she gets drunk, she has one night stands, drunken sex. I see her now and she's getting drunk like this. Do I want to be married to a wife who gets drunk like this? What would happen when I'm not there with her? That's how husbands think. Husbands think, if I'm not there with you while you're drinking, a man can take advantage of you. A man can take advantage of you as a female. And you already told me that this is what used to happen to you. You get drunk and you have one night stands. How would your husband feel if you out with your girlfriends getting drunk and your husband knows this is what she normally do? She get drunk and she sleeps with men. I can see why Brennan don't want to be with Emily. But anyway, he said she was trying to get in the shower and he tore down the shower curtain. And then when he got in the bed, she flopped all over the bed, was all over him. And that's what he meant why she was trying to smother him. But she's so drunk she couldn't remember any of it. It's a mess, y'all. It's a big, complete mess. But they started talking to Austin about how was it to be with Becca, taking the photos of the babies. He said, oh, it was wonderful, seeing her in her element with the babies. And then he started talking about, yeah, maybe we could have a baby. No, we don't want twins. I'm telling you, the way he was talking was like they were still together. It was like they were still together. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I was just all wrong about them. Maybe it's not going to be him who's going to say no. Maybe in the end, even in the end, if it was a no, it wasn't him who said no. It was Becca who said no. I really changed my mind about the outcome of Becca and Austin. I'm not going to say they're going to make it, but I no longer believe it is Austin who's going to be delivering the no. I don't think it's going to be Austin, y'all. I think if anyone delivers the no on decision day, it's going to be Becca. Chloe started talking about that she's more of a forest bather. I was like, a forest bather? What's that? She just likes to be out in the open in the forest, running around. I don't know if that lines up well with Michael. Michael wears Gucci shoes and Versace shirts. He don't strike me as the outdoor type person. I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know if these two gonna line up. She says she likes to just take her shoes off and walk around in the forest. She says she never imagined herself having a wedding day. She just imagined herself eloping, getting married on top of a mountain. That ain't Michael. Michael's a city person. He ain't gonna be eloping and getting married on no mountaintop. Like I said, Gucci and Versace and the forest, those things don't go together. They start talking about that nice dinner that Austin and Becca had with the parents. I liked it too. He said they named their fish after the producers. The two fish. He even talked about that in present time. He said, what'd you name the fish? Oh, their names are the names after the producers. I forget what their names were. But it was the names after their two producers. Talking like they still got the fish. They still care for the fish. I don't know, y'all. But good for Keisha Knight Pulliam said, you know what I don't understand, Austin? Y'all seem to really, really like each other. What's the problem? Why isn't there any intimacy? And soon as she asked that question, Austin's smile on his face went from a smile to... He was smiling from ear to ear when they were talking about the fish and his parents and the fact that they really like each other. But the minute Keisha Knight Pulliam brought up, well, why no sex? Why no intimacy? He said, well, we're still learning who we are as a people. And we're still getting to know each other. And we just haven't thought the time was right. That ain't right. It's still you, Austin. Becca's ready to go. Becca's ready to go. And what happened to the oral sex? I thought last week oral was supposed to be on the table. And Austin said, yeah, oral can be on the table. But has any oral taken place? Because it don't sound like this week they even done that yet. We talked about that it was possible last week. And Austin was like, yeah, that is possible. So why hasn't it happened? What is the truth, Austin? Tell us the truth. Then Brennan over here is still talking about his little hot tub adventures, talking about he was about to lose consciousness, that how stressful it was. He sure was acting in that hot tub, talking about how stressful it was. And he just didn't like the way that Emily didn't show any care and concern for him, for his health. Boy, if you are hot in the hot tub, how many of y'all have been hot in a hot tub and it's overwhelming, but all you do is lift yourself up out of the hot tub for a little bit, let your body cool off a little bit, then you go back in? I mean, he act like he's a child and didn't know how to correct the situation about himself. Emily wasn't saying that he couldn't lift his body up a little bit. In fact, she was lifted up out of the hot tub more than he was. His whole body was submerged on his shoulders up. Emily's waist was out of the hot tub. He could have sat up like her. He wasn't just trying to get out that hot tub. He was trying to get away from the conversation. Let's be real, Brennan. We're not idiots. You could have lifted yourself up out that hot tub and continued the conversation. Nah, you didn't want to have the conversation, period. Hot tub or no hot tub. Keisha Not Pulliam says she wished Emily would have asked more questions about him not liking the sister. That was an open door to talk to him more, and Emily didn't take it. Keisha Not Pulliam, please. Brennan was not going to open up any more about that. If Brennan wouldn't open up more about it, he would have said more about it. She said she felt like Emily missed the opportunity. And then as soon as Brennan heard that, he goes, yeah, I think so too. Brennan, be quiet. He wasn't going to be no real vulnerable person and tell no more. He definitely wasn't going to spill no family secrets, because that's what he'd been taught his whole life. Keep family secrets quiet. Suffer in silence over here. Don't let people know what's going on in this family. And let me tell you, Chloe ain't been here before a minute. And when they were asking her opinion about how Brennan handled the situation or something, she said it was quite clear that Brennan is very stoic. She already know who Brennan is, and that he chooses his words very, very carefully. Shoot. Chloe got away with words too. She and Michael are very, very good with words. Word choices, how they express themselves. I sure hope their words are going to be used to edify each other, because if not, I can see how them words, someone who's really sharp with words, they have the ability to do two things: build you up and tear you down. I hope both of them will use their words to build each other up. But she already picked up on Brennan and his lousy personality. She don't like him. You could tell already that Chloe don't really like Brennan. They were saying it seemed like you want to shut Emily up. Keisha Not Pulliam said, Brennan, you seem like you want to shut Emily up. He said, no, Emily should feel free to speak her mind. Woo, I'm telling you, I'm afraid of Brennan. I'm afraid of Brennan. Let me tell you something. Yeah, you can speak your mind, but afterwards it's going to be hell to pay. Emily can't speak her mind. If Emily speaks her mind, there's going to be even more hell to pay on the back end when the doors are closed and locked. Trust and believe, Emily will pay the price. And that's another thing. Why is Emily so willing to go along with Brennan's plan? If Brennan's plan is, I only want to speak about the positive, and there is so much wrong with Brennan, why is Emily so willing to go along with his plan? Maybe because Emily does know that he holds some of her secrets. Maybe it's because Emily does know that Brennan has some information on her. There are some stories he could tell about her that she wouldn't even want to get out. Because a part of Emily, you could tell that she doesn't like it, what Brennan is doing, but she's willing to go along with it for some reason. Is she willing to go along with it just to get along with Brennan, or is she also going along with it because she also knows that there's a bit of truth to what he's saying and that is, if we start talking about real stuff out here on the camera, it's not going to be good for neither one of us. Maybe Emily is also tiptoeing around it. She's speaking up a little bit because she does know that Brennan can say some things that will make her look bad too. That's what I think, because I think Emily is an alcoholic. And I think there have been a lot of other things that Emily has done that Brennan has not spoken about. And I think he learned this from his family. Like I told y'all, I called him KGB 105632. He knows how to keep a secret, and he's keeping it. But that's it, y'all. That's it. Hopefully next week I will be a lot better, and we could talk more about the episode. But that's it for now. Thank y'all for joining me, and I will see you next week. Talk to you later. Bye.